Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You are calmer, stronger, and happier. Not because the world around you has changed, but because you have changed. Today, I'm going to share 7 habits rooted in Stoicism that, if you learn and apply, can truly transform your life within just 6 months. The first habit is starting each day with a simple question. What can I control today? Every morning, before you dive into your routines, before the noise of the world grabs your attention, take a deep breath and ask yourself this. Stoicism teaches that true happiness lies in understanding the boundaries of our control. There are 2 categories in life, things we can control and things we cannot. Focus your energy only on what you can control, your actions, your decisions, your attitude. The outcome? That's not entirely in your hands. If you start your day with this mindset, you will face challenges with a much calmer heart. The second habit is practicing mental resilience through negative visualization. It might sound strange at first, but in Stoicism, imagining bad scenarios is a training method for the mind. Every day, take a few minutes to imagine something that could go wrong. Not to become pessimistic, but to strengthen your spirit. When we acknowledge that loss, failure, and change are inevitable parts of life, we become mentally prepared for them. You become like a seasoned sailor who knows storms can appear at any time, yet keeps sailing with steady hands. The third habit is writing a nightly journal. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote his thoughts every night in a personal journal. It wasn't just a diary, it was self-reflection. What went well today? What could I have done better? By writing, you take the chaos out of your mind and turn it into clear lessons. You also become more self-aware, able to spot patterns in your behavior, and quicker to correct your mistakes. Journaling is not about being a great writer. It's about being a person committed to personal growth. Another key lesson is that happiness does not depend on external things. This is a fundamental pillar of Stoicism. It's not money, not status, not validation from others that makes you truly happy. Real happiness is born from a trained mind, one that remains steady through both praise and criticism. When you learn to anchor your happiness within yourself, you discover an incredible peace. In the next 6 months, transformation won't come from magic. It will come from daily discipline, from small habits repeated consistently. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to commit to becoming a little bit better every single day. The next habit is practicing silence in the face of provocation. In Stoicism, mastering your emotions is seen as the highest form of strength. When someone tries to provoke you, when the world around you feels chaotic, choose silence. Not because you are bottling up anger, but because you are giving your mind the space to choose a wise response. Mastering yourself in anger is far greater than mastering others. Another important habit is treating time as your most precious asset. Most people live as if they have endless time. But time is the one resource that only moves in one direction, and once gone, it never returns. Ask yourself every day, is this truly worth my time? Stop wasting your limited days chasing things that don't truly matter. In 6 months, simply changing how you value your time can create a massive shift in your life. Next, you must accept that suffering is a natural part of life. This is not about being pessimistic, it's about becoming resilient. Stoicism teaches that life is not always fair, and that's no reason to give up. When you stop expecting the world to always meet your desires, you free yourself. You become powerful not because life gets easier, but because you become stronger than your challenges. Another powerful habit is stop comparing yourself to others. Every person walks a different path, carrying struggles you may never see. When you keep looking left and right, you lose focus on your own journey. Comparison is a thief of joy and clarity. You don't know the full story behind someone's success or smile. Focus your energy on your growth, not someone else's highlight reel. Building a better life is not about dramatic, overnight changes. It's about small, consistent choices made daily. There will be days when you feel exhausted, when giving up seems easier. But remember, every small decision you make today is shaping the person you will become tomorrow. Stay committed, and in 6 months, you will see a version of yourself that is wiser, stronger, and more at peace. Another essential habit is living by your values, not your emotions. Emotions are unstable, they come and go. One moment you're inspired, the next you're discouraged. If you allow emotions to guide your life, you'll be easily swayed and inconsistent. Instead, act according to your deepest principles: honesty, courage, discipline. Your values are your foundation, emotions are just passing clouds. A Stoic knows to acknowledge emotions but never become ruled by them. The next habit is detaching from outcomes. We can control our actions, but not always the results. Sometimes you prepare, work hard, and things still don't turn out as planned. A Stoic doesn't obsess over success or despair at failure. He simply does his duty with excellence, knowing the outcome is not fully his to command. This mindset frees you from constant anxiety and disappointment. You find meaning in the effort, not just in external rewards. Another powerful practice is daily reflection. Each evening, spend a few moments asking yourself, what did I do right today? Where did I fall short? How can I improve tomorrow? Reflection turns experiences into wisdom. By reviewing your day, you correct mistakes faster and build stronger habits. It's not about judging yourself harshly, but about learning with honesty and humility. Without reflection, growth is slow and uncertain. With reflection, every day becomes a step forward toward your ideal self. Gratitude is another cornerstone habit. A Stoic mind doesn't focus on what's missing but treasures what's present. Be grateful for simple things: clean water, a good conversation, the strength to endure hardship. Gratitude transforms your mindset from scarcity to abundance. It reminds you that despite challenges, life remains rich with gifts. When you live with gratitude, you become more resilient, more joyful, and more peaceful. Remember this. You are not powerless. You are the architect of your own soul. The habits you nurture today will shape your future self. You don't need perfection, you need consistency, patience, and courage. Live by wisdom and virtue, and you are already victorious, whether the world sees it or not. 6 months of practicing these habits can radically improve your life. It all begins with a single step, one act of will, one decision to rise above the ordinary. Finally, the last and perhaps the most profound habit, memento mori, remember that you will die. At first, this sounds dark or depressing, but for the Stoic, it's not. It is a call to live fully, to stop wasting time on trivial matters, and to prioritize what truly matters. When you remember that your time is limited, every moment becomes precious. You stop procrastinating. You stop holding on to grudges. You stop living for the approval of others. You start living authentically, courageously, and meaningfully. Death is not something to fear, it is the ultimate teacher, urging you to live with urgency and gratitude. Alongside memento mori, Stoics practice amor fati, the love of fate. This is not passive acceptance of everything that happens. It is the active choice to love and embrace reality as it is, even the hardships. A Stoic says, this event is not happening to me, it is happening for me. Every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. Every setback is an opportunity to become wiser. You don't just endure life, you embrace it with open arms, knowing that every experience shapes you into your best self. Building these habits takes time and persistence. You will fail some days. You will fall into old patterns sometimes. But a Stoic understands that progress, not perfection, is the goal. What matters is that you stand up every time you fall, that you remain committed to the path even when it's hard. Small, consistent improvements compound into massive transformation over time. 6 months of living like this, intentionally, mindfully, virtuously, can change your destiny. Imagine waking up 6 months from now. You are more calm under pressure. You react to difficulties with wisdom, not anger. You live by your values, not your moods. You find joy in simple things. You are resilient, grateful, and strong. That future version of you is not a fantasy, it is the inevitable result of the habits you choose today. You don't need anything external to begin. You don't need permission from anyone. The power to change your life is already within you. The Stoic path is not easy, but it is simple. Control what you can. Accept what you cannot. Love whatever happens. Live each moment fully. Reflect daily. Practice gratitude. Remember death and cherish life. This is the blueprint for an extraordinary life. Not a life free from challenges, but a life where challenges become fuel for greatness. You are capable of more than you imagine. All you have to do is begin right here, right now. One step at a time. One habit at a time. Until 6 months from now, you look back and realize you are no longer the same. You have risen. You have transformed. And the journey has only just begun.